Welcome to a bonus episode with a guest of the Film Bros Trip podcast. I am Tim. With me, co-host Patrick. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well, thanks, bud.
Yeah. We also have a guest for our special episode. With us, we have Bryan Louzil, who is a founder of Mometu and has his own podcast, which sounds pretty awesome. And it's for More For Me and You podcast. How you doing, Bryan?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate being called special too. That's really nice. I feel very special.
The very first guest we've ever had on the show. So
yeah,
that gives me all the warm fuzzies. It really does. Appreciate that.
Reserved just for you.
And great job on the pronunciation of my last name, because it's very a lot of people get it wrong.
Oh, well, you know what happens to us? We got that G in the name. It drives everybody else insane.
Yeah.
The Patrick Callaghan.
Yeah, that's what we usually get for the telemarketers. Like, telemarketer. Nope, you don't know me.
Yep,
exactly. Yeah,
it's very helpful growing up.
Oh yeah, my name gets butchered more than you would ever expect, and I'm right on that. Telemarketer right away. The great thing about technology is that on our phones, it'll typically tell you that it's a scam call, so that always helps too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you for bringing us this movie.
Yeah.
I am always looking for an excuse to watch a South Korean film. They are among my favorite foreign filmmakers. South Koreans and the Italians. Those are my two guys.
Oh man, we would definitely keep you happy on Mometu then. Our Korean collection is phenomenal. We have a great partner that we've been able to bring over some films from Korea, as well as Hong Kong, Japan. We have some films from Indonesia, Malaysia, and all the way down to the South Asia, as far as like India and really go Bollywood, right? So
nice.
I haven't watched enough Indian movies. I need to watch a lot more because I've liked everything I've seen so far. Japan is hit and miss with me. Sometimes I'm either like, this is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Sometimes I'm like, I don't like Ringu. I don't. This isn't working for me at all.
Is
the
it
original,
the
original Ring, the original? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if it was Japanese horror that really got you.
That's actually a good question, because I love like the crime movies and I love the samurai movies, but I think maybe it's just Japanese horror movies. I'm just like, you guys, I'm like, like Audition is amazing. That movie I go to bat for all the time, but like the rest of it, I'm like, no, this is
I mean, I haven't dabbled too much into the Japanese films as much, like more Americanized versions. So obviously The Ring, but then you have like The Last Samurai, Karate Kid, really Karate Kid Part 2, but either way, you still get into the culture, right? And I love the culture. So the respect culture, and obviously you have I have an LA hat on my head right now, so obviously Shohei Ohtani. Big fan.
Sure.
I really hope that the Dodgers don't fail at the biggest marketing potential that they could do, is partnering with the film Mr. Baseball and having maybe a signature jersey of the Dragons with all the Japanese players we have. I think it'd be incredible.
Oh my God, I loved that movie growing up.
Yeah, but that's actually the reason why the preseason games, if you ever watch the games in the Cactus League or whatever it's called,
right?
The Dodgers wear a hat that has it has the D from the Dragons.
I didn't know that. It's fun.
Yeah, so it's not the Dodgers hat, it's the Dragons hat.
Tom Selleck classic.
One of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. Is like, I buy the pussy. No. You own the pussy. Sorry, I don't know if this is explicit
Strike zone. That's a beautiful.
I curse all the time. He always yells at me for cursing. You're fine.
He does the cursing. I try not to. My real outside of this job as a teacher, so I always get worried how many of my students stumble onto this and see me cursing. I don't want that, so that's why I try to refrain as much as possible.
It's a movie quote, so it's not explicit.
Right?
Hey,
you're good.
Quote. It's just
I don't mind you or my brother here cursing. It's fine.
There was such an amazing meme that went through after Yamamoto threw his second complete game in the world, and obviously in the playoffs there, and obviously being in the World Series when he threw it, and so it went around, and that clip went up, and it was showing Yamamoto's number, but they redid it via AI, and it was so funny. But yeah,
Yankees losing out on Yamamoto really broke my heart. Not gonna lie,
that hurt.
Like I knew Shohei Ohtani was like absolutely no way coming to. Leaving the West Coast. Like I knew that going in, like fine, but like Yamamoto, I'm like, that's such a fun name to say. I was getting excited for all the New York broadcasters to say Yamamoto a lot, and it's like, it's just perfect.
Then it was so much fun when we had Godzilla too. So
Matsui was
Matsui was amazing. Hideki, yeah.
Well, you have the potential of Murakami, so there's that the big the home run king of Japan. So
third baseman, first baseman.
Yep, and that's what I
Okay.
was saying.
Yeah.
Muncie's option was picked up, so the Dodgers don't really have room for him. He's not going to play outfield, so more than likely he's not going to be a Dodger.
Steinbrenner's
It's
trying to
going to go
go
with
under
Muncie, but
again, so we'll see.
Yeah. Now we have like
yeah,
cheap owner. We don't have. I don't know
I
what
personally,
happened.
I personally think he's going to be a Mariner, but that's just my thought process. But guys, this isn't a sports
Yeah, you're
podcast,
right.
but
You're
We're
right.
we get
into
back to movies. It's okay. But no, but going back to the Korean culture, which we
yeah.
originally got segued on because I'm just a social butterfly. Uh, we have an incredible selection of Korean films, and so this was one when you guys were talking like, hey, what kind of film should we do? Man, this is one of my favorites because it's kind of like the Korean version of Training Day, and that's
Yeah,
that's
I can
kind of
see
how I
that.
look at it, right? So
Yeah.
it's got the old cop, the young cop, it's got a story mixed in, and I look forward to talking with you about this. But
Yeah.
one thing to let you know, Patrick, is that we're about to bring on about 160 or so more Asian films, and I think about 100 of them are going to be Korean films. So we
All
have a
right.
lot
Oh
more coming
wow.
for you.
They seem to be on
Outstanding.
a roll, especially with Parasite and how much that was just like a massive success.
Yeah,
They're really on a roll.
We got a
absolutely. And
couple
I'm not sure if
Parasite
you
veterans in this movie. In fact,
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
that's what I was just gonna get into. So Patrick beat me to it, but yeah, Choi was chic. I mean, he looks like a totally different person in this film.
I mean, if any of these movies you got coming on has any Madon Song in it, I'm gonna go nuts for it because I am obsessed with him as a performer. I think he's the best. If you've never seen The Outlaws or The Roundup or oh God, of course Train to Busan,
Yeah.
The Gangster, the Cop, and I love this dude. Unstoppable. I could go on and on. I love him as a performer. He's one of the best, unique guy. He is the closest thing we have today to Arnold Schwarzenegger, and just like the
Oh wow.
like
He's so
insane size
charismatic.
and the charisma off the charts.
Yeah.
I love him to death.
Well, I'll definitely take a look once those films come on. I'll ping you and make sure I'll let you know what all the top actors that are going to be in there.
And we have another one of the guys in here is one of the leads, in fact.
Cho Jin Wong.
Yes. And- well, yeah, Chojin Wan. He was also in The Handmaiden. And he was playing the uncle in
Yes.
that Chen Park movie. I love that movie. Tim's never seen it because he's not old enough yet to watch that. But Chen Park, one of my absolute, like, one of the greatest filmmakers working today. He's never made a
Yeah.
bad movie. The Handmaiden is an incredible movie. Tim, someday you'll be old enough to watch it.
Thanks, buddy.
It is. It is.
He's
You will
old enough
have
to
to.
watch Jaws, but not The Handmaiden.
Well, you know what? He's got young kids in the house, and if
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
wife catches him watching this movie, there will be a lot of questions. So,
Yes.
I've already
Uh,
had that a few times with certain movies where the wife's like, what? Like I was like, I think it's time. I think he can watch my 8-year-old can watch Ace Ventura. And she's like, what now? No, stop. I'm like, it's fine.
there's
He
there's
doesn't
a
question
mechanical
anything.
rhino that gives birth out of its anus. I'm not sure if that's gonna be if that's gonna fly.
When Nature
Uh,
Calls, superior to the
that
original.
was the second one, and I really liked that one. I was excited for him to see that scene, to be honest. I was more worried about the first one, especially with all like the kind of like anti-trans type stuff that it has
Oh
towards
yeah,
later
yeah.
on, or like clearly him getting a gift from
Finkel.
below at the start of a movie.
Yeah,
It's just like there's some questionable things there that I was lucky that I didn't quite have to answer.
Mm.
true. Very true. Yeah,
So
Finkel is Finkel is
Policeman's.
Einhorn.
We watched the Policeman's Lineage. We should probably mention that at
Yes,
some point.
yes, that is our
Um,
movie.
Yeah, I'm curious because obviously I host my own podcast too. So sorry if I take over the hosting every now and then. But what were your guys' first takes on this film? Because I've seen this a few times, and I actually, fun fact, we actually helped bring this to the United States. As far as it bringing it, we're the first free streamer to have this film back in actually during our beta phase. So back in, I believe it was August of 22 ish. I have to look back at the exact month, but right around there, we actually did a screening in Hollywood. It was only like a 55 person little theater, but we had the Korean consulate that was there, and so it was really
Oh
fun
wow.
to have this film, but also have a Q&A with them and discuss the film with them and discuss what it means to bring more Korean films to the States. And so it was really a fun kind of moment in our history of Mometu to share with the world. But
Well,
yeah.
when I'm watching this movie, I really enjoyed the movie.
Mm.
It felt this is the kind of movie that America used to make all the time.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
would get like 10 of these a year, and they were great. But I don't know, we just Marvel movies took over, and we just stopped making like thrillers that for adults.
I think so
Uh,
many of them made so much success too on like the DVD, like after theater kind of market. And when
Yeah.
that kind of dried up, it kind of hurt these kind of movies, at least in the States.
I think honestly the transition has been more so because of streaming, it's gone away from theatrical or even just like features to now being in shows. Because we have so many crime dramas now as
Yeah.
shows.
yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah,
that's the bingeable, like, they can drop 3, 4 episodes and then one a week over time. And then hopefully that keeps you through 2 months of a subscription so you don't,
yeah, but it
cancel
becomes
it
like
and go to the next one and
Like
whatever.
Task probably would have been a movie like, a decade ago.
and probably would have been better off. To be honest, I enjoyed the show, but it would have been better off as more streamlined as a movie. But like, yeah, we
Right.
used to get these things all the time, and now
Yeah.
like you said, it's a prestige television show we get like once a year, and that's about it. But I love the dynamic between the two leads. The style was excellent in the direction. Um, uh, you know, it the fun part about these kind of movies is it tells we're in a different setting, they're speaking a different language, but the story feels very familiar to something we can all relate to. Okay,
Right.
we've seen this kind of thing happening here in the States, and it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I like this switch that they kind of put on it as far as like from Training Day into this, right? They made it its own story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freestanding. It's going from the perspective of like this kid who is I'm not sure if you do spoilers here or not, so I don't want to
I
go
was going to
too
ask
deep into
you. I wasn't sure what you wanted to do with
that.
spoilers. No, that's I was
I'm
trying to be vague with
so actually
everything.
in episode 1 of my podcast, we do like the end half of my podcast, we do a film review. And so we actually do it spoiler free. So that's why I asked. Just wanted to make
Ah.
sure. And I'm okay going
We
spoiler,
do
but
so much of our movies that are like so much older. Like we go from like so much
yeah, yeah, yeah,
different
yeah.
like decades. It's like weird to think about us spoiling anything at this when we do our stuff normally. So we never
So one
really
of my
thought about it before.
well, we did a recent episode and my guest had never seen Night of the Living Dead.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
wow.
And so we
Yeah.
did a spoiler-free almost review of Night of the Living Dead. And I'm like, well, everyone has almost kind of seen this, but it's okay. But she hadn't. So I'm like, oh, well, I don't know how many other people have not seen it. So, because she wasn't a horror fan, but it was Halloween, around that time. And so I said,
Hmm.
hey, let's make it a horror film. She wanted to go vintage, and it was either Dracula, Frankenstein, or Night of the Living Dead.
All great
And
choices.
I chose Night of the Living Dead for us because of the fact that there was a caveat that her name is Taylor. She was the first black female winner of Big Brother
Okay.
Oh,
and of the Big Brother show. So I'm not sure if you guys seen that or watched that, but she came on, and so obviously the transition of Night of the Living Dead having a black lead that was in a film from
yeah.
1968,
Hmm.
which is like right in the thick of racial discrimination, like and obviously the change of the great changes for that, but it was just like, yeah, this was right up her alley, and she was just she's like, I love classic horror films now. And I'm like, well, you need to watch a few more, but
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. I love hearing that. Makes
Yeah.
yeah,
me
it
so
was
happy.
great to transition to that. So either way, spoiler free or not spoiler free, it was just a great, like, to have this younger guy who is living on the lineage, obviously it's in the title, of
Right.
his father being a cop, and then going to take down this like dirty cop that's presented in the trailer, presented in the
Hmm.
synopsis, taking on a dirty cop that happened to have had connections with his father, which is crazy. So it's a really cool twist on a story we've heard before. And I feel like even though it's in Korean, like you mentioned, it resonates with our audience so well.
Right.
And obviously, since the Korean films that you mentioned, like Parasite and multiple others that have done well here, and even Americanized versions of Korean stories, it transitions very well, translates very well for our audience. So,
It does so well with playing on the whole dynamic of this is who I always thought I was, and now this is challenging my whole worldview,
oh yeah,
right? And that's what it really goes on a lot. And like, and it likes to play with like yeah, this doesn't look great, but is it all that bad? And this is completely radically different than what I was thinking at the start of the movie. So he really does go through quite a character journey. And that sometimes is missing from a lot of current stuff, especially movie wise. That's something I think I liked the most from the movie.
Mm. I will say I didn't love the villains in this that much though. It was kind of like we spent so much time concentrating on our two leads, and you know what? I
Yeah,
had a great
rightfully
time
so.
spending all that time with them. The villains are kind of like the real villains of this movie are kept in the shadow pretty much for the whole thing.
Right.
But like, and it's a shame because I thought the Quan Yule was a very
Mhm.
interesting looking performer, and I would like to have seen more of him. And the other guy, his name escapes me. I'm sorry, I have to look it up real quick.
And that's the way that Nam,
Park
is that who you
Myung Hoon
mentioned?
playing Chudong. So
Yeah.
he was he that guy's also in Parasite. He was the guy in the basement in Parasite. He was
Mhm.
a lot of fun, and I was like, I really wanted more of him. So I guess
Yeah.
better to leave me hanging, wanting more than the opposite. But that was a bit of a bummer.
And
Well, even the
I think they
people
did
in
that
the
in a specific
organization.
reason though. Like
Sure.
just to touch on the villains before you move on, but
Yeah.
it's one of the things where I think they did that strategically via the story because of the fact that you're supposed to think that like you know the villain is the dirty cop.
Park, yeah. It's a 2 hour movie that definitely takes its time, which I appreciated.
Right.
Um, and but so in the whole every time I'm spending with these two cops, I'm having a great time. I just wish like I don't know because I was enjoying those performances so much. I'm like I could have had like let's throw an extra 10 minutes on this. It would have been fine with me.
Yeah, because really
Um,
Park is a villain. Like if you really look at it from different ways, so it's tough to think like the true villains, but it's like there's multiple stories going on here, and I think it almost could have been two separate movies.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely
So
playing in the gray. Like, do the ends justify the means?
yeah,
Uh, is he really the villain, or is it the people sponsoring him? Because that's the kind of most fascinating thing about this like secret
Right.
society of cops.
only you, the
Yeah.
listener, can determine that. You let us know in the
Yeah.
Right,
comments.
I
right.
like I think the Cabal background organization, I think that makes sense, kind of keeping it kind of elusive in the background.
Yeah,
That was fine. I thought everything with the Nam guy or whatever, I thought that was fine too. I think was it Cha that you were saying that's also in
yeah,
Parasite? I think
yeah.
having a little bit more of him would have been good because I think that moment where um there's like a moment towards the end where he feels like he has to save his partner kind of deal, and he does something that's really like I feel like that could have been sold better of the fear of like wow he's really going crazy here that he's standing up to this villain would have sold better if we got to see more of that villain and how scary he really is. That was like my one kind of criticism with it.
Mhm.
But it's
My other
like it's nitpicking because again, I this was a good movie by the way. I didn't
oh,
really get to
without a
say
doubt.
my point on this one. I really enjoyed it.
My only other criticism is not really of the movie is why don't we have Korean mini boat racing in this country? I'd
Oh,
like to see more on
totally.
that.
That looked awesome.
Right?
Yes, I was like, I
Yeah.
want to gamble on this.
Get FanDuel. Let's go. I want
Yeah,
this
but
right
what are we
now.
doing? Why
Look,
are we
I've been to
doing this
some
on the
really
Hudson
cool
River?
races before. Like there in LA, there is a bar that does turtle races. And it
Okay.
is
Oh,
so much fun. They literally they have turtles with different numbers on them, and they put them all in a circle in the circular ring, and it's the first turtle that make it out, and there's betting on the side, and it's a lot of fun. And of course they have the girls that are in the crowd come and be the models that drop the turtles off. And
Okay.
so the
of course.
hosts play around, mess around with them and make them do things. And it's just a lot of like just fun, like
Right.
just it's lighthearted fun. But everyone there is just to have a good time and just have a couple drinks and just enjoy themselves. But the turtles are, I mean, I've never seen so many grown men yell at turtles to walk faster. I mean, and they will do one of those things. Have you ever seen the baby races? Right, very similar. Where it's
Right.
like the baby
Yes.
Right.
gets all the way to the line and then just stops and just
Steps.
looks
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
the turtles do that all the time. It's great. So yeah, the mini boats were so cool. I mean, there's so many
Ah,
It's just a
fun
different thing you
races we
don't
could do.
normally see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
I
clear
really
had
that
never
like
seen
ESPN
that.
ate the
yeah.
Ocho, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I really like the internal affairs guy. Um
Yeah.
Wang.
I thought he was fantastic. I really like that like slow play of him kind of just being more in the background and getting and coming more to the forefront and being more and more like just this angry, um, just pissed off person that he's not able to get his man kind of deal. I thought that performance was really awesome.
Yeah, it's the second time I saw him. He was just in Squid Game in the last two seasons, playing the number two to the foreman. Um, and yeah, both times I come away very impressed. And he had a thankless role in this one. He's
Yeah,
do the large exposition dump in the middle of the movie, but it works. He really
he
does. He
nails
sells
it.
it well.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind that this is so film from 2022.
Hmm.
This is one of the highest grossing Korean films. And so the actors that are in here are either were some, at the time, top of the top, or the supporting cast are all now like stars in movies. So I mean, this
Right.
Right.
cast is stacked.
Oh, really is.
I could tell. Yeah.
Yeah, and now, I mean, even though the storyline is a little, dicey in the sense that there's kind of two stories going on at one time, which I'm totally fine with as long as you can follow it.
Yeah, I
Right.
had no issues with that.
I will say
I
my
yeah.
favorite thing about the entire film
Hmm.
was Q-Man Lee, the director, because I feel he out-directed this script by far.
Hmm.
That's my own personal take, is that the direction of this film was phenomenal. The cinematography, like the things that the scenes they were able to capture, even like the wonders they were able to do that really kept you captivated, even some moments that were a little like more of the lull moments of films, right? The films that are kind of the moments that kind of are supposed to slow down a little bit to make the beginning and the end obviously super impactful when you hit
Right.
the climax and everything. He kept me engaged, even though it's, again, like you mentioned, almost a 2 hour film.
Hmm.
I feel like the direction of this was so good that it just kept me wanting to see more and
Well,
wanting
he's
to
not
know the
boring with
next
the
scene.
camera.
Yeah.
He's
Correct.
not
Yeah.
changing the perspective and how things are. Like, all of a sudden we're doing the God's eye view while he's flipping a guy over, instead of just the
Yeah.
standard, like, I can't see what's happening. Oh, you're going to see exactly what's happening.
Yep.
But it's going to look different from here. And it's always switching it up. So you're always engaged with what's going on screen.
Them falling out from the balcony and it almost coming out of nowhere, just like falling onto the camera into another scene was so cool. And it really just like, whoa, okay, cool. And woke you up to it. And it almost makes me worried that this is going to get an American remake because I can almost feel like it's going to get away from the parts that work. It's going to probably throw in a romantic interest, probably if it's an American remake, right? And probably play down the great dilemma this character is happening, and that's what would worry me.
Well, yeah, I was very impressed with the director too. I went and looked up what else he had done before, and I am going to look into seeing those movies because they seemed very, very interesting to me.
Yeah,
I am
I'm not
especially
sure there's gonna be a remake of this though, because this is kind of a remake of an American film in a sense, like of a reconceptualized version of Training Day in a sense.
I guess
So I
so.
don't
But
know
I've
if
been in
they made an
Training Day,
American
right?
version, it would
You
be
have he's more concretely, I think, a bad guy a bit.
for sure. That's what they flipped it
Right.
on this a little bit, but I'm just
Exactly.
saying,
Yeah.
like, if they were to make this a version, I think too many Americans would be like, "Oh, this is just another Training Day," right? Like
well, in
It
all
it's
hasn't
less than
stopped
fairness,
that.
America yet.
it's yeah. In all fairness, is actually based off a Japanese book. So I thought, which I found out today. I was like, oh, well, yeah, look at that, written in all the points there. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
fair.
it's the story works
Interesting.
everywhere. You could
Yeah, I mean
definitely.
it's a typical, there's a drug or there's a
Right.
nuclear weapon or something that, is going on and they have to stop it. And it's just
Well,
that
but
story's
even
been
though
done. It's
we
just in a different way.
but yeah, we're seeing this in a different place with a different culture is what makes it more interesting than
I agree.
we just like shot this in like in LA or New York. It's like
Right.
we've seen this a
Yeah.
bajillion times.
Yeah.
And
And
that's
one of the things I talk about this film so much, especially with our users, like when people ask me like, "Hey, what's a film I should check out on your service?" This always comes to mind for me because it's such a kind of a gateway drug in a sense to the Korean films that we do have. Like there's
hmm
so many good Korean films that we have on our platform and we're bringing more soon, that this is kind of like the entry level, like, hey, I think you could really enjoy this because the story is relatable, and then it's going to make you want more.
Yeah.
You're going to get into it, even though we don't use algorithms. You're on Mometu. You'll go into the Korean cinema section looking for more,
you
and you're
have an
going to
entire section of just Korean cinema.
We do.
This is a criminal that I haven't heard of this.
They have like a lot of like classics on there too.
Now I'm kind
I
of
was
angry
checking it out. Like
Brian, you're my savior now. So what else we got? What other Korean criminal movies can I watch now? Because oh god, my favorite stuff.
Oh man,
I'm sorry, top of your head here.
No, it's totally fine. I will just I luckily we have technology here. I have a computer that I'm looking at you guys, so I can just pull up another screen and get into it. But yeah, so if you were to go to the movie section in Mometu, are we? I guess do we want to move on from here? Do we want to keep going into the?
We can keep on going back and forth. It's all good.
I do want to say I really love how we honestly don't know until the very end whether this guy is like fully bad or good or where he stands in the gray, and it really kept me guessing the whole time.
That ending though, I'm fully ready for like we're gonna just go into like a Roundup like sequel or like a Fast and the Furious. Like, oh, we're gonna go to Europe.
Just go for it.
I'm surprised they haven't done one yet. That's been my biggest like pet peeve. That I would love to talk to the filmmakers behind this. I'm like, why haven't you made a second one?
I'm sold. I want to see it.
Can we do like a mashup of that? What's that French one? That like driving one that's on Netflix. Can we just mash them together? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, just reach out and ask them over there in Korea. I know you got a lot of contacts over there, Tim. So if you go into Mometu, so you can, and just to let the listeners know, Mometu is a free streaming service, so you can download it on your Roku, Fire TV, your smart TV, Apple, Android device. Completely free to download, free to use. There's no bait and switch. We're not going to hold a subscription over your head. It is ad supported, but the one thing we grew up on was commercials, and
they're not long ads either.
They're not
pretty short.
They're not super long, and
it's not like you have to watch 7 ads on Tubi before you get to the next thing. Like, oh, 7 of these things.
I feel like Amazon's even been doing that a lot lately. Like you got to watch these like 5 before you get to it, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, some companies have been doing kind of flirting with pre-roll, like adding in tons of pre-roll ads, so you get less ads during the movie. And like so, like would you stay to watch 5, 6, 7, even up to 10 ads before the movie even played if that meant you got less disruptions during the film? So people are playing around with it. I think there's a happy mix.
Sure.
And really, it's just more of a spacing out the ads, which is what we do. So you mentioned Tubi. I didn't want to bring them up, but you mentioned them. No, totally fine. I give people a hard time all the time. No, they're great for our space. But they have ads roughly every like 7 or 8 minutes, and so and people talk about that a lot on social media, on Reddit. They was like, man, they have so many ads. And it's like, yeah, well, we got to afford to pay for the films and all that stuff, and there's no subscription, so it is what it is. But we average every 10 minutes, and so with our films, we actually try to go in and so there's a pre-roll, and then we try to insert them at the first major break that is right around the 10 to 12 minute mark, and then from there it's on average every 10 minutes or so. We don't want to disrupt our users as much, but we at the same time still need to make revenue, right? To keep the lights on and keep the app rolling. Yeah, so it's a happy medium. You're trying to find that. The difference with us and say, like a Tubi is publicly traded. They're owned by Fox, and so it's totally different than us being a small mom and pop private company. So, but either way, download the app. Really cool. You got the home screen. You can kind of go through some stuff. Everything, like I mentioned, is hand curated. And so everything you're seeing is done by us. So when Tim goes to the app, when Patrick goes to the app, when I go to the app, any of you listeners, the app looks the same for every single person. It's not going to change based on your preferences, what you've clicked, anything like that, because we want to expose you to content you never knew existed, you never knew you loved. And so like if you're a big horror fan, we want to expose you to Korean dramas. We want to expose you to classics. We want to expose you to whatever is going on at that time of the year and what we have, new stuff that we've brought onto the platform. However, if you want to go into something, you can just simply click on movies and go right to the first 3 lines of the first 3 collections that we have. One is genres. So if you're a horror fan, go to genre and you're just in a world of only horror. If you go to science fiction, classics, whatever, you're just in that world. If you scroll down to the 3rd level, we have world cinema. And obviously in there is the Korean cinema. So
this is what I'm scrolling through right now. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm like, you got me all excited. Like, totally you have a Korean cinema. I'm looking through this now.
So
all right.
If you get into Korean cinema, you're literally just in a world of just Korean cinema. So we have highlighted Korean cinema, which is a whole mix of different things that we have on there. Korean cinema Unleashed, which is going to be more like action stuff. So I would say like something like that, like Kingmaker, I think would be right up your alley. That's a great film that has done very well
There it
for
is.
us. There's a classic one in there, Lucky Chan-sil, which is a very well-known title over in Korea, and some incredible actors in that. The Policeman's Lineage obviously lives in there as well. So just to kind of give you an idea, and there's actually a really fun one. They have their own version of Dr. Doolittle.
Oh, interesting.
He's called Mr. Zoo. And Mr. Zoo, the missing VIP, which is the very important panda, is where he hits his head and then he can talk to the animals. So really
Right.
fun.
Okay.
And then a movie that we actually did. Actually, I had a Korean comedian on my podcast.
Hmm.
We talked to her because she picked a film with Yoon Yoo Jung, and she's a very famous actress in Korea. She was what did oh gosh, I'm forgetting the film right now, but she won Yoon Yoo
As we go older, this happens to us all the time.
award. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it is what it is. She just won an award. She was an Academy Award winner for Best Actress in Minari.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're familiar with Minari, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's her. She one of her first films where her and this other woman that she pairs up with end up going to kill their husbands. So really fun.
That
It
does
was
sound like
very,
fun.
very
It's up my alley.
controversial back in the day because back in those times when they made this film, only men were the leading roles. And so she was one of the first female roles and obviously leading it in the sense that she was killing men. And so very controversial within the Korean culture. So really cool that they made that. And then obviously she became a massive hit. So we have a ton of Korean action, Korean comedies, mysteries and thrills, Korean dramas. Obviously, we're all about the Korean dramas. So there's a ton of those in there. We do have a couple shows too. So Deadline and Four Different Houses. We're hoping to build some more shows over. That's just tough to get the rights for them.
Hmm.
And then there also is some romance as well. So a lot of different things that are mixed into there. Some of these titles obviously go back and forth at
I've heard
different
the
movies.
K
So
dramas are something to see. The,
yep,
the
yep.
TV
So
shows. They're supposed to be a lot of fun.
oh yeah, for sure. So built into that though, like again, we have stuff from Latin America, we have stuff from Korea, stuff from the UK, Hong Kong, Bollywood, Japan, Mongolian, Nollywood. So Nollywood over in Nigeria, we have some content from there, and then we have it kind of
Wow.
clustered together as Asian cinema built in there as well. So a lot of different stuff from the world cinema. We have great kind of vibes or niches in there, and then obviously the genres that are major hits for us. We have a whole section of shows that's built in there. And then we even have a section of channels. We have like 30 channels that are free. One of my favorites is Dark Matter TV, which is Dark Matter TV is like a mainly known for horror,
Oh,
but it's a horror action sci-fi type channel. And it's just and a lot of types. So Train to Busan is on there, Terrifier's on there, and a lot of other really cool films on there. So
well, I love Train to
um,
Busan. Terrifier is
yeah.
not really my jam, but
And then if you are a MMA fan, we have a channel for which is called Lights Out Sports, which is if you're familiar with Sean Merriman, he was a linebacker for the Chargers, whoever
yeah.
eventually went over to the Bills, and obviously had his whole debate, his whole thing. But he's known as Lights Out because I saw an interview with him where he knocked out 3 high school kids when he was a senior in high school. He actually knocked 3 kids lights out, so everyone called him Lights Out. And so he has this whole brand, Lights Out, and he created Lights Out Sports, Lights Out
Hmm.
Extreme Fighting. And it's a channel of all his, I think he's up to like 26 or 27 live MMA fights. So it's kind of a UFC feeder, um,
Oh, okay.
kind of a
Interesting.
the fighters that go through there. Some of them, I mean, to the UFC and have opportunities to come in, and it's great. So I've been to a couple live fights as well in California. They're a lot of fun, and he does a great job with that. So if you're really into MMA, we got you covered there as well. So
Personally, I've always been a better boxing guy than MMA. But if you're watching a
That you
fight,
are.
any kind of
yep,
fight, you're like, I'm gonna watch that fight because the fight's on.
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh man, we used to do fight nights in college. It was great. Charge like $5 a head to get into the house because I had 2 roommates actually. They were Best Buy employees.
Mm-hmm.
So we had all the top gear,
Get
and
the
so we had like
hookup.
we had a projection screen. We had surround sound speakers all throughout the house, like wired through. We had TVs everywhere. It didn't matter what room you were in, you could watch the fight. It was awesome. You could even be on the rooftop deck of our house and actually just listen to the fight. It was really fun.
Max Kellerman always used to have this saying where he's like, boxing or MMA is your favorite sport and you just don't even know it. Because if you put all
Yeah.
four sports like in a like one's in a football games over here, a baseball games over here, a hockey games over here, and there's a fight over here, everyone is going to look at that fight because like there's a fight.
Yeah. Have
And
you
it's
ever
like,
seen the
he's
football
right.
football on ice? Have you seen that?
No.
Like
No.
No.
football players, but on ice skates, and like it's a hockey rink. It's like
Dude,
indoor. It's like indoor football meets hockey, and but like everyone's like bashing with each other. It's really fun to watch.
Chaos.
Oh yeah,
basketball's
pure
coming
chaos.
to life.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, I love that movie.
That's good.
Movie's so funny. Man, all right.
So, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to cover for the Policeman's Lineage? I'm just trying to think if there's anything. It's also there's some really good humor in it, and I want to talk about that real quick too. Like I loved the movie opens up with like a cop just throwing a rock at a guy trying to run away, which made me
Oh
laughing
yeah.
at the beginning. I loved the couch gag. That made me laugh. The prank that they
Hmm.
pull on him. Um,
Yeah, I
Where
mean
he
the
tries
writing
to
was really the
drink
writing was
too.
really good.
yeah,
They
yeah,
try
Sorry,
to, they're
what
all
was
the
that, Tim?
drinking thing in the diner, and he
yeah.
goes to pick up his, and he's like,
Like you're driving.
He's like, you're driving. He's like, oh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there again, those are moments that are like built into their culture, but they're again very relatable to us, and
Hmm.
I think they just did such a good job making it kind of just internationally inclusive in a sense, without having to break the mold of what their culture is at the same time.
Right.
It was pretty easy to follow, even if I know some people are turned off by subtitles. I thought it was still a pretty easy thing to follow and understand what's going on. I know my only difficulty is, since I like to take notes while I'm watching stuff for the podcast,
Yeah.
and I probably pause so much more than ever before, just because like you kind of have to listen to or watch the screen.
Welcome to my
So that
world,
was
Tim.
just yeah. Well, I know you're like the king of your notes and pausing so much. Like I can like still listen and take my notes and watch, and it's like nope. Now I actually have to watch. So that was a little challenging,
Yeah,
but
becoming a
yeah.
stenographer is really what you need to do. You need to take notes on your laptop, but that's tough because then you have a bright screen, kind of, as you're watching a movie.
Notes
But
app on my phone is how I'm.
there you go, super
I
smart. You
had
can even do it. You can even
too
do it
many
voice to
issues.
text. Voice to text on your notes.
I could. I don't
I had
know. I
too
always
many
get worried
issues
about
with
that if like.
spelling with both of those. So I
Oh.
just have like a little like external keyboard that I could come and do it over here
Yeah,
and
yeah,
not.
yeah.
So
You need to
that's usually what I
get
do.
yourself an dictaphone, like Lewis Litt from Suits.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm,
Um,
well,
there was a couple of times I would say like because you see that our hero has like a martial arts type background and like there's plenty of
judo.
times where he could like hold his own, but then there's other times where he's completely getting beat up. Which I thought was interesting. Like maybe it was mostly size differences or something. I don't know what it was, but it was like it's interesting. Now he's getting beat up where before he was like pinning you to the ground.
You just talking about that
Um,
what knife fight in the bathroom, or
well,
I'm
yeah,
trying to think of when
definitely
he
the knife
got
fight
beat
in the
up.
bathroom. Kind of maybe not really beat up, but like I guess in the end. But he was injured at the end, to be
I
fair
will
too.
say I am stunned that he got to keep his eye. And that part where the
Yes.
blade, the saw blade comes out. I was
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, that threw me when I saw that for the first time because I saw it on a big screen
oh
and
yeah.
I was just like, ooh, like I just didn't
yeah.
see it coming.
Neither did
But yeah,
I.
that
And I was like,
they could have definitely done something, much worse with it. But I think that's part of just keeping it um
keep your on your
again,
toes. Like you're not
yeah,
sure
well,
exactly what's going to happen to these people.
and
Yeah.
again, it's also like he needed to do enough to make his team think that he was really pissed off,
Right.
but then also not because he wasn't technically hating on him. Like he just had to make a
Yeah.
point.
Hmm.
So
When the guy
there was
comes to
always a bigger
stitch him up
picture in
was
mind.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That was really funny. He's
But
like all smiles, like, I'll get you, buddy.
we're all in agreement. We're ready for the sequel in Europe. to go and take down.
Yeah,
100. I've been ready. I've been ready.
Let's
I mean,
go.
You more than any of us, I guess.
I saw this, a couple of years ago, or it was in 2023, I believe, not 22, but either way, I've been ready for this. It is such a good film.
What's the funniest country that they could be going to?
Man, I mean, I think they would probably go to wherever the best tax credits are,
Well, that's yeah,
right.
If they're gonna have to
logistically, that is the best, but yeah.
I mean, if they're gonna have to film it, outside of Korea, it's gonna be somewhere where they can get the best tax credits. So who knows? I've been actually watching, because of Taylor Hale being on my podcast and also with Kylan Young, another ex Big Brother player. They are actually teammates on The Amazing Race, and so it's been kind of fun to watch The Amazing Race and see all these European cities. So Romania would be kind of fun.
There you go.
I don't know why, but there's a lot of like farmland out there, so maybe they could do something with farmland. I don't know.
I don't know. You got to keep them someplace where they can still be rich.
I mean, my background, I'm Czech, so
okay.
Czech. There's there's some nice areas. They also have you can go to Budapest. So
there you go.
I mean, if you you can go there. I mean, there's a lot of places to go, but I feel like with tax credits, you got to go Eastern European. But because the UK and it's a little.
Oh, that's out. Yeah, there's no way.
Too much.
There's not doing London or Paris.
France has been done, and so it's just so many times. So I feel like doing it in a country that's not very super well known. I mean, if we're gonna go really rich, let's just go to Monaco and just make it happen during the Grand Prix.
You and me,
why
buddy.
not?
That's exactly where my head.
I think that's the right move. That's the right move. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of money flowing through there, so I just don't know how they could be able to film during the Grand Prix, but that would take a lot of money to do. So
yeah,
for sure.
Well, all right. I think we covered everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
As far as the film, yeah, I mean, it's just at the end of the day, like all criticisms aside, I think one of the things that we get together, really everyone, not just here, but people get together and criticize films so quickly because it's easy to criticize versus easy to praise.
Right.
And I feel like at the end of the day, this film is very enjoyable to watch. And so as far as like ending notes from me, I would highly encourage anyone that's listening to go watch the film. Like, and especially, I'm a little biased about watching it on Mometu, but watch it on Mometu because it's an awesome platform. But this film is it's worth your time. Sometimes it's hard to get into Korean cinema or just cinema that's in different languages and you have to watch subtitles. This was not it. This was very easy to stay along with. It's something where like, even if you skip a line here and there, like I actually during our when I rewatched it and we did a review on my podcast, there was a point that I missed and I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that. And actually it was I don't want to say it because it's actually a massive spoiler right now, but it's one of those things where I was like, man, I didn't see that, but because maybe I was just the subtitles, maybe that was one of the points. So I would just say like, this is one of those ones where it's highly enjoyable. It hits on multiple different points as far as drama, as far as kind of the action thriller side, and also with the just the relatability to us watching and want to enjoy it. And obviously the comedy sections and little pieces that they added to kind of break up the action. Everything was just well done. So go watch it, go check it out. Highly recommend it, and then you'll fall in love like Patrick.
Yeah. I'm excited about this app. I'm not deleting it off my phone or my
well, go download it on your television for sure. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely on there, but yeah.
The best versions of it is definitely, I would say, on your television. The phone app though is really good.
That's why I was just looking through. Like, that's why phone came first.
Yeah, I got it on my Roku, and I was just surprised by how much stuff was on there. Just even like just some really awesome classics that I haven't seen in a while. That I would like to go back to and check out.
Yeah, one thing that I would highlight as far as our classics go, if you go to our home screen right now, there's some highlighted sections if you scroll down a little bit. But I think the easier way is if you go to movies, go to classics, we have a section in there. It's the second line down. So movies, classics. There's a section called Icons of the Silver Screen.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And we have curated sections that we literally just built like last week. So this is all really fresh. Katharine Hepburn, Humphrey Bogart, Cary Grant, Audrey Hepburn, Betty Davis, James Stewart, Charlie Chaplin, Elvis Presley, Spencer Tracy, Gary Cooper, James Cagney, Rita Hayworth, and many more.
Wow.
They're all curated sections of just films with or shows or even short films like Charlie Chaplin. We have a lot of short films from him
Right.
that are just so if you want to stay in a section of just a specific actor or actress, they're there.
Probably not
Well, we
Gary
have
Cooper though, because he's not actually a very good actor.
ah.
Let's be honest. He's Gary Cooper in this. He's the same person in every movie. I do not like Gary Cooper, but the
We have a
rest of them,
section for Vincent Price, who just got named like
well,
horror actor of all
there's my
time.
guy.
So
Yeah. Oh,
He's also
Scooby.
the same in every movie, but I love him to death.
Yeah,
yeah, I
some
mean,
kills
just
the
works,
argument.
right?
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, we've been talking that we might even for a later season we might tackle noir as a season we do later on, and this might
great.
be a great, great place to check out for that season.
I've been looking. They got a lot of the great noir on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Stuff I didn't heard of, so I gotta go and check it out.
if you're looking for like if you're not a classics person, or even if you are, there's a gentleman that we brought onto our team. His name is Harry Marks, and we found him actually via TikTok. And so he used to do, and he still does, these movie intros, very similar to TCM, like Robert Osborne used to do. 2 to 3 minute
Nice.
introductions, which give you the history of a film and the background of a film before you watch it. And so if you go to his TikTok page, or if you go to our social media, or even on our YouTube, and we have it also listed within each film that he's done, we have a section of highlights that are just introductions that Harry's done over the last year. I think we've done over 50 introductions now with him. And they're really cool because he's so insightful, and he brings like so many little pieces that you just didn't know the history about. Like he's so knowledgeable about this stuff. And it just brings like so much depth to the film, whether you just watched it or you're about to watch it.
Right.
It's amazing. So go check him out. A little shout out for Harry Marks.
Harry
He's
Marks.
at Lobby Intros on TikTok. But if you go to, I believe if you go to the homepage on our app and you scroll down near it's like kind of in the middle, we have a section that's like highlights. Or it's called Showcase. It's about halfway down. We have the House of Horrors, which is our Halloween curation that we built up. We have our movie of the week collection. We've released one new movie of the week, over the last 2 years. All the classics intros. We have Harry's top 10. So every month he's given us a top 10 list of films that you should definitely check out on Mometu. And we even have our podcast there, the More for Me and You podcast.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I'm definitely going to check that out because I love TCM, Robert Osborne, Bang Bankovich. I love even Joe Outbreaks. Some of being with a host that actually knows movies and can give you these little tidbits. Because I don't know if you're like me, I go straight to the IMDb reading the trivia afterwards. I love finding out how the stuff was made and little bits.
If you watch one of his intros, you might find out before you even watch it, or you can watch it after you do. And I think he had like 12,000 followers when he started working with us. Now he's got like 45,000 followers, and just people are just really enjoying his content. So go check him out.
I will.
Little shout out for Harry.
That's great. Well, Bryan, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Yeah, thank you.
Introduce me to this awesome app.
Absolutely,
cool
it's my
movie.
pleasure. No, the selection of this was great. I'm glad that we were going back and forth about different options. I'm glad that you guys settled on this one. I'm a big fan of this film. It's got a lot of history with us. So
as soon as Tim said like there's a South Korean movie, I'm like done.
Yeah, and I was like, I kind of figured you were going to go there, and I think we made the right choice.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Yeah.
And if I could just take a quick moment just to highlight a couple, like two additional things that we're doing. So,
sure.
So a couple years ago, and actually, technically we've done 3 seasons so far, but we're going to be in our 4th season in 2026. Is a project that I started called the Mometu College Film Festival. So if you are listening and you're a college film student, or even just a filmmaker that goes to a college that doesn't have a film school, it's totally fine. This last season we had 83 films selected from 38 different colleges and universities. So it's a film festival I founded literally just to highlight student films and give them a platform. So we actually, during the month, like an entire month of June, we put all these films up on our platform on Mometu. This year, they got over 500,000 minutes streamed of these films. So these kids are getting more exposure to more eyeballs than they've ever seen before from any other film festival they could be in. We do 4 educational panels. They got to learn about marketing and filmmaking from independent creators, film festival strategies, and one other thing. Distribution. Duh. like learning about how to get distribution deals once they either get a short film or make a feature film eventually. And so really educating these students. And then all the 7 winners, the 7 category winners got invited to Hollywood. We screened their films at the Harmony Gold Preview House on Sunset. And it's like a 330 person theater. We had red carpet interviews for them, a live Q&A in front of the audience, tons of prizes. Even one of the films is being developed into, as one of the prizes, is being developed into a feature film that student gets to direct. They're 23 years old, making their first feature film with no debt. So really cool what we're doing, we're building. So if that, obviously as anyone listening, if this is something you want to get into, go check it out. Just type in Mometu College Film Festival. Or if there's any sponsors, any companies that want to sponsor this down the road, we're open. We definitely we'll take any dollar because we put it right back into the students. No one takes a cut on our team. So that's our mission, is to put everything right back into the festival. And then awesome. Yeah, thank you, man. It's a lot of fun. It's been growing. We had Vizio as a best picture sponsor. This last year we had TCL as a best picture sponsor. And so we had a partner with some other really cool companies. Cutwater was our beverage sponsor, so they had some canned cocktails at the event. It was really cool. So really great event. It's growing. We started with like 19 films selected with like a 50-person theater the first year. So it's been great to see it grow, and hopefully just continues to grow over time, get more schools and more films involved. Absolutely would be amazing to do that. And then on top of that, of course, you mentioned I have a podcast. So go listen when you're done listening to all the episodes here, and just stay subscribed. Go check out the More for Me and You podcast as well. So I bring on different guests across the entertainment spectrum that we do the kind of their journey. And so we don't talk about what they're doing. Like, we do talk about what they're doing now, but the main thing is to get to know them and how they got to go, how they got to where they are today. I think that's kind of the story that's always missed out on most interviews. We always just talk about the here and now. I want to know about the then. I want to know what happened back in the day that made them fall in love with film or comedy or music or whatever it is that they got into, being a creator. We had Straw Hat Goofy on recently. His name is that's what he goes by, his alias, but Juju Green. He's got like 3.6 million followers on TikTok. He interviewed Leonardo DiCaprio recently, and he had an exclusive interview with Ryan Coogler. So it was really fun to talk to him about how he even got these opportunities and how he's been growing. So, and then I mentioned, obviously, we do a movie review on a film that they pick that's on the streaming service. So I'm completely hands off on that. They get to pick it, except for Taylor. I kind of led her to the right one that of the 3 she picked. But then we also have a fun game in the middle. So play a little this or that. That's kind of breaks it up and becomes quite comedic. The laughter in those games is very enjoyable. So yeah, go check it out. More for Me and You podcast. You can watch it on YouTube, or you can obviously listen to it where you get your podcast. So
awesome. I will check that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming. All right. Well, that is it for us. Please share your support for the podcast by leaving a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or wherever you happen to listen to the show. Also, sharing is caring. Be sure to follow us on social media and get the latest show updates. You can contact us by emailing at filmbrochamp@gmail.com, or find us by searching for the hashtag FilmBroChamp. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Film Bros Championship Podcast. Peace out.
See you.